What's up everybody, this is Mastery and Gamer, and today I'm going to be talking about the new D.Va changes, which were recently announced by Overwatch game director Jeff Goodman. Now, you've probably already seen these changes because a lot of people have been talking about them, but as a D.Va main, kind of felt obligated to go in depth with just my initial thoughts about what the heck these changes are going to do to D.Va. So just in case you haven't seen them already, I'm just real quick going to run through all the changes that Jeff listed, and then give my thoughts about each of them. First is Defense Matrix. Energy drain increased by 2 times. This means her effective uptime for Defense Matrix will be reduced by 50%. This, I will just say, is a flat-out nerf to Defense Matrix. Next is her boosters. D.Va can now use her fusion cannons while flying. And the new ability, which is so bizarre to me, Micro Missiles. D.Va launches a long salvo of small missiles that explode on impact, dealing damage in a small radius around them. This ability can be used while using her other abilities or firing her fusion cannons. And then below, Jeff goes on to explain how they did this to make D.Va more fun to play, make her less reliant on just using Defense Matrix, and things like that. So, as a D.Va main, what do I think about this? I do feel obligated to preface it by saying that I don't like taking definitive stances before I've actually seen the changes in action. These have just been posted on the forums, we don't have them on the PTR yet, we can't try them for ourselves, we don't know any of the numbers specifically for this new Micro Missile ability, but overall, I don't think these are good for D.Va. A lot of people have been saying, hey, these look like buffs, or D.Va buffed, stuff like that. I don't agree. No, I don't really agree with that. If anything, these are probably going to be a nerf. So let's start off with the big one. Her defense matrix can be held up for half as long, but still has the full 10-second cooldown. That means it can be used for 2 seconds consistently, and then have a 10-second cooldown. This completely changes how defense matrix is going to be used. As it stands, you can somewhat consistently keep it up to block incoming fire. You always want to have a bit of it, in reserve. Usually I keep about half of it in reserve to deal with enemy ultimates. And you can use it to block a lot of incoming fire. It's, in a way, very similar to how you would use a Reinhardt shield. Don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing them directly. They're very different abilities. Now though, Defense Matrix is pretty much going to be exclusively used for very specific damage sources. Pretty much this makes it very similar to Zarya's bubbles now, because you can't just constantly pop up your bubbles because you're gonna, not have them on cooldown when a fire strike or something big comes in. That's what's gonna happen to Defense Matrix. You're gonna have to save it pretty much exclusively for ultimates, for Reinhardt fire strike, try to catch a soldier helix rocket, things like that. Really, I'm kind of excited to see how this plays out. I'm a bit pessimistic about it, I will admit. I don't think this is going to be a good change for her, but I don't know, I am excited to see how it plays out. Next, let's move on to firing her fusion cannons while boosting. This is just a very simple buff to her fusion cannon ability. Really, this doesn't seem like it's going to change that much. It just means you can deal a little bit more damage while you're flying around, which is good. By no means would this alone justify the Defense Matrix nerf though. And finally, we have this mysterious Micro Missiles. Honestly, we don't really know anything about how these missiles are going to work. We just know long salvo of small missiles that explode on impact. So I'm guessing this is going to be some sort of hybrid between Pharah's rocket barrage and Soldier's helix rockets? Like a rocket barrage of helix rockets? I don't know how much damage this is going to do. It does have an area of effect on impact. This is going to be interesting, because this is just obviously a completely new element to D.Va's gameplay. Like, as a D.Va main, I'm going to have to completely relearn how to play her. Hopefully I'll still enjoy playing her as much as I did before. Overall, it seems like what they've done with D.Va is they've made her less of a tank and more of a DPS, which I think is the biggest issue I have with it. I mean, not even taking into account the fact that there's already so many DPS-centric heroes in the games and so few tanks, I don't know why they're trying to make D.Va more like a DPS. It seems a bit counterintuitive to what they've just been doing with Roadhog, taking his powerful damage abilities and making him more tanky, and now D.Va is being made less tanky and increasing her damage dealing abilities. While I admit that I'm probably biased in saying this because I know a lot of people have said that they think D.Va needs a nerf, I don't think D.Va is broken at all right now. I think she's fine as she is. I don't think she needs a buff. I don't think she needs a nerf. I think she works. So the fact that they're so radically changing her to the point that they're adding a completely new ability, I don't know, it's making me a bit nervous, I will admit, but at the same time I am excited just to see what this new ability is and how I can use it. Jeff mentions in the post that this is supposed to make her more fun to play. I would personally disagree. I love playing tanks. Despite how boring it may look, I love standing there as Reinhardt with my shield up. I feel so powerful, haha, blocking all the damage. So I'm disappointed then that D.Va is becoming more DPS, because I liked the Matrix that could just absorb all this fire, just hold it up in front of a Roadhog ult, just absorb the majority of his ult. That felt so powerful. And at the same time, a lot of people would say, oh, that's why she's broken, she could just eat an entire ultimate. Well, yeah, but you had to, save your defense matrix if you're going to eat someone's entire ultimate. I don't think it's as simple as people often claim it to be. And now, with the new reduced defense matrix, she's not going to be very effective at eating ultimates. Sure, she can still nab Zaryas and Meis if she's quick about it, but far as Rocket Barrage, Soldier's Tactical Visor, Roadhog's ultimate, all of these are going to be much less hindered by D.Va's defense matrix. I don't know. As I said, I do not think this is just inherently a buff to D.Va, by no means. If anything, it might end up being a nerf. It really is just going to come down to getting to play her in this new state and to see how it is. These changes are supposed to be coming to the PTR sometime relatively soon. I imagine around the same time as the new Junkertown map is going to be going to them. So maybe that'll be soon, within this coming week, most likely, but we're going to have to wait and see. And speaking of the Junkertown map, I also just made a video earlier today running through the trailer for the new map and giving my thoughts and analysis about everything we can see from it. So if you're interested, check that out by clicking the card on screen or the link at the end of this video. Otherwise, thank you all for watching, and please comment down below what you think about these D.Va changes, because they're a big deal. Regardless of whether they make her better or worse, they're going to be a big deal. And so also be sure to vote in today's poll card to share your thoughts there as well. And be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and click that bell icon to keep up with all my videos. I appreciate your support so much, so I'd love it if you did any or all of those. This is Mastery and Gamer signing off. Thank you all once again for watching, and until next time, have a great day.